Hani, we are starting on Daf Chavtet Amud Aleph of Mesechah Bרכות. We had just finished discussing how we had originally 18 Bרכot and why we had 18 Bרכot, and then we discussed how a 19th Beracha was added, and now the Gemara is going to discuss the different numbers of Berachot that you have in Amidah depending on the holiday. First, we're going to talk about Shabbat, then Rosh Hashanah, and then on a Yom Tzom, on a Ta'anit. When they used to have to pray for rain, they would fast, and they would, in the Amidah, when they did the Chazarah, the Chazan would add an additional 6 Berachot. All right, if you normally had 18, then that takes you to a total number of 24 Berachot. So, Hani Sheva de Shabbata. These 7 Berachot that you say on Shabbat, Keneged me. Keneged, who do they correspond to? Right? To what do they correspond? Basically, what's the reason? Amar Rabbi Chalafta ben Shaul. Rabbi Chalafta ben Shaul says, Keneged Shiv'a kolot shamar David al hamayim. It's Keneged the 7 times the word kol comes up. Right? Keneged the 7 times you see the word kol that we saw earlier in the Perek of Tehillim. So again, this is in the Kolot in Tehillim Chavtet. Hani Teisha de Rosh Hashanah Keneged mi. These 9 Berachot that we say in Rosh Hashanah, that's the Musaf, right? Keneged mi. Who do they correspond to? Amar Rabbi Yitzchak, they mean Kartignin, right? Rabbi Yitzchak from the city of Kartignin said, Keneged Tishaz Karot Sha'amara Chana Betfilata. It's Keneged the 9 mentions of the word tefillah, right? That Chana said in her tefillah, thanking Hashem for her, right? So she mentioned Shem Hashem over there 9 times. Da'amar Mar, as Mar said in Mesechah Rosh Hashanah, but Rosh Hashanah nifkada Sarah Rachel v'Chana. On Rosh Hashanah, Sarah, Rachel, and Chana were all remembered by Hashem. Basically, their tefillot were answered that they should be able to become pregnant, because as you all know, they were all akarot, and they could not become pregnant. And they were on Rosh Hashanah answered, right? So because Chana was answered on Rosh Hashanah, and in her tefillah she mentioned Shem Hashem 9 times, therefore we have a basis for having 9 berachot in the Amidah for Musaf Rosh Hashanah. V'hani asvim v'arba the ta'anita keneged mi. And these 24 berachot that we say on a Yom Ta'anit, like I told you before, when there's a Atzirat Geshamim, right? It's when the rain doesn't fall. Why do we say this? Rabbi Chalbo keneged asvim v'arba renanot. Shamar Shlomo b'sha'a shechnis Aron lebeit kodshei hakodashim. It's Keneged the 24 rinanot, the 24 praises that Shlomo HaMelech said when he was trying to bring the Aron, or Aron HaKodesh, Aron HaBrit, into the Beit Kodshei HaKodashim. As you should know, the story over there is that in Malachim they tried to bring the Aron into the Beit HaMikdash, Beit Kodshei HaKodashim, and the doors, right, were not open. Couldn't get them open. No one could get them open. So Shlomo HaMelech prayed this tefillah, and in that tefillah he mentioned the word tefillah or rina or tchina, right, which is all types of lishonot of tefillah. He mentioned it 24 times. Okay, therefore we on a day of a ta'anit also have 24 berachot. The Gemara says, if so, right, if that's the case that Shlomo said 24 brachot, 24 words that have to do with tefillah. Kol yoma nami namrinhu. Right? All day, meaning every single day, nami also namrinhu, we should say them. So why don't we have, as opposed to shmoneh berachot b'chol yom, let's have 24 berachot b'chol yom. So the Gemara says, if this is so, why don't we just say the 24 brachot every day if it's so special? So the Gemara answers, Eimat amrinhu Shlomo. When did Shlomo say them? B'yoma derachameh. On a day that Am Yisrael needed rachamim. Anan nami, us also. B'yoma derachameh amri lehu. On a day of rachamim we say them. So we don't say the 24 berachot unless it's a day of rachamim. And a day of rachamim is when we used to fast for not having rain, because that was the beginnings of a drought, or actually the drought had already begun, and our lives depended on it. So that's a situation where we did 24 brachot. But every day, it's not that grave. So the Gemara quotes the next topic, the next excerpt of the Mishnah. Right there. Rabbi Yoshua Omer Me'ein Shmoneh Esrei. Yesh Machloket BaMishnah. Rabban Gamliel says every day you have to say all 18 brachot. Of course, now it's 19 brachot. Rabbi Yoshua said no. You say Me'ein Shmoneh Esrei. You don't have to say all the brachot, you just do Me'ein. The question is, Mai Me'ein Shmoneh Esrei, Shoelet HaGemara. What is it? Good, tell me, say Me'ein Shmoneh Esrei. Good, I'm ready to say it. But what do I say? That the Mishnah doesn't tell us. That's why we need the Gemara. So, Rav Amar, Me'ein kol bracha u'bracha. It is a Me'ein. It is a shortened version of each bracha. Alright, so you're still saying all 19 berachot, but you're just saying a shortened version of those 19 berachot. Shmuel Amar, Shmuel says no, it's different. Shmuel says you say the first 3 berachot of the Amidah keragil. Those are also known as Sheva. And the last 3 brachot of the Amidah keragil. That's known as Hoda'ah. Thank you. But the middle 13 berachot, right? Because there are 3 in the beginning, 3 in the end, that's 6. And today we have 19 berachot. So the middle 13 berachot, you combine all those 13 into one bracha. Okay? So that's Shmuel's opinion. Ushmuel Amar, Shmuel says this is what Me'ein Shmoneh Esrei is. Havinenu Hashem Elokeinu ledat derachecha. Hashem, let us understand to know your ways. Umul et levavenu liratcha, and turn our hearts to your fear. V'tislach lanu, and forgive us liyot geulim, that we should be redeemed. V'rachakenu mimach ovenu, and distance us from our ke'evim, from our pains. V'dashnenu benaot artzecha, and you should make us fat, right, in the good of your land. Right? And here it means, fat doesn't mean necessarily, like in terms of weight, but it means back then especially, that meant like ashirut, wealth, prestige, Unefutzotenu, and those of us that are spread out, me'arbat kabetz, from the 4 corners they shall be gathered. V'hatoim al da'atecha yishpetu, and those that go against your da'at, that go against your religion, they shall be judged. Ve'al harishaim tanif yadecha, and against the rishaim, you should, literally means you should wave your hand, but there it means take care of business. Ve'yismechu tzadikim bevinyan irecha, and the tzadikim should rejoice in the building of your city, of Yerushalayim. V'tikun hechalecha, and the establishment of your hechal. Uvetzmichat keren leDavid avadecha, and the sprouting of David, your servant, uva'arichat ner, and the setting up of the candle, Leven Yishai, which is another way of saying Mishichecha, your Mashiach, right? David ben Yishai. Terem nikra, before we call out, Ata ta'aneh, you answer us. Baruch ata Hashem, shomea tefillah. So, again, we see what's Mein Shmoneh Esrei. Rav says Mein Shmoneh Esrei is, you say a shortened version of each bracha. So you still have 19 brachot. Shmuel says, first 3 brachot are regular. The middle 13, you combine them all and you say this thing that we just said now, right? You compact it. And then the last 3 is karagil. Now that we know what this is, Lait ala Abaye. Abaye cursed. Aman, on somebody, the matzli havinenu, that praise havinenu. Right? The reason is that it's inappropriate that you should skip all the brachot and combine them into one if it's not necessary. Obviously, if it's necessary, it doesn't seem that Abaye would do that. He's talking about somebody that could do it otherwise.